Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where I'll be breaking down the big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please hit that like button, and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. Now, if you want to go above and beyond, support the channel and get some fantastic daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely head over to Patreon, and that link will be down below in the description. And now, let's get right into the market. All right, so welcome back once again, guys. And you can see I'm a little bit under weather. That's why less videos are coming out. Nvidia set to report quarterly result after the bell, and right now they're about to report earnings. So we'll see how that goes. But again, Monday was the crash day. We all were saying, "Oh, here you go, market going down," and this is it, market going down to zero. And within 2 days, today's Wednesday, we're back up to all-time highs almost again. So this is kind of the market that we're living in right now. And just look at the crypto rally, massive, massive face ripper. Once again, we saw crypto dying and then coming back up. Now, what market did today, you can see Dow was up 0.63%, Nasdaq up 1.26%. So mainly tech-driven rally. You'll see that in a second, advancing 60%. We got S&P up 0.81%, Russell up 0.47%. Like I said, tech led the way, technology on top, once again, financial, communication services, utilities, and then look at here on bottom, consumer defensive, industrials, real estate, energy, healthcare, they're all in red. Stock market map, what do we have here? Well, it's the big guys that are actually firing up, and look at the rally here. Nvidia up, Microsoft 3%, and we're still in Microsoft, and this one is paying a lot of money right now. Another one, Amazon, I'm still in it, and I think it can go higher. Tesla up 2%, Meta over 2%, Google up 0.66%, Apple up 0.77%, and you can see financial names like JPM, Visa, Wells Fargo, all are up on the day. UNH had a nice bounce today, up nearly 4% on the day. Fear and greed index. Now we're back on neutral, 46. We got some data tomorrow, initial jobless claims. We'll see if that actually going to do anything tomorrow. And then Friday, we also have PPI. So some numbers are definitely coming out. We also got earnings from Nvidia. So we'll see once we get to Nvidia how things are playing out right now. Let's get into Nvidia stock and see if there is actually a move right now. All right, so I don't know if the earnings are out or not, but I think this rally was pretty much priced in. We had a gap up and go today, so there is a gap at 193.77. We did not look back to fill the gap, and we got up to almost 198 and then gave back some of those gains. I don't think earnings are out yet, so we might have to wait a little bit. But regardless of where Nvidia opens tomorrow, if we see a big pop, maybe closing the gap, uh, 205 from last earnings right here, that could be a possibility. But if this thing dumps, definitely, I mean, this is a multi-month range. We're just shopping inside this range. So something has to give here on Nvidia. And I think we can talk about it once we see where things open tomorrow. So I think, I'm not going to waste your time doing the analysis here on Nvidia because nobody knows where things are going to open tomorrow. It might be opening even flat. If it opens flat, you got a chance of filling the gap at 193.77, maybe even retest the 5-day moving average 191.55 and the key support here at 190. So rotation in between these semi stocks, and you can see AMD had a news yesterday with Meta. AMD was up today. Nvidia's earnings, so other ones are up. AMD down today 1.39%, and you can see the rally went back up to the 20-day, which is at almost 216, and that's where the rejection came from. This white line came back and now trading at 210. So I think this rally might be getting faded if we cannot get over 219.59. This thing would likely to come back and retest 200 once again and maybe even fill the gap at 199.38 to the downside. And don't forget about this gap. I think this is going to come into play at some point. If we can clear all that, this range over, let's say 220, just round things up, then it would look much better. Maybe move up to that 226 And then we can talk about this massive gap on top, which is at 237. On Meta, it's up 2.25%. So I've been talking about it in my channel before also, that I showed you guys that how this could be a nice buying opportunity last time. This and again here this time when Meta was pulling back into this area. So if you got in, this is a nice bounce back up to the upside, back to back two green candles. Today we had a gap up and go. So there is a gap here at 641. There is a gap at 618 as well. So Meta here, if you look at my screen, we can clear the 50-day moving average right here. This red line on your screen, 656.43. We could see a little bit more upside, maybe up to 664, 667, 682. If we cannot clear that, watch out for the support 646. 5-day moving average, gap fill reversal 641, and then 638, all the way down here to this trend line and maybe down to this gap if that happens to the downside. On Microsoft is up almost 3%. So we need to talk about Microsoft. That's why you can see I took all the support, resistance, everything here because we don't need that right now. Thing is really oversold. Now, if you look at my screen, you can see right here. When you look at this RSI on this daily time frame, this was the last low. And now on that pullback, we made a lower low. RSI made a lower high. So that is technically a bullish divergence right here on the RSI, but that's not the main point. When you go back and look at the weekly here, what do you see? RSI was down here, guys. Right here, you can see it was 28, 27, 28. And when was the last time we saw that? You can see back here, even back here, it was like 30. And what happened? Rally, right? So weekly time frame, I mean, this does not really work on like smaller names all the time, but big names, when they get oversold, they do bounce. And you can see clearly, I mean, this is a big bounce. We came all the way down to, what was that, 382, 383, and now we're back up. I mean, that is a big move, almost 20 plus or around $20 move to the upside. So now that we cleared 400, right now it's selling off a little bit here, maybe due to software name like CRM. And you can see if we can stay over, I would say 400 tomorrow. If not, let's say 393. Even if we come back and fill the gap right here just below 390, that is still looking good for more upside, maybe up to this 20-day moving average, which is sitting close to 410. And I think we can get there, possibly even higher. Because it's been selling off for quite some time, and now that it's really oversold, we're seeing some decent volume. I think Microsoft, this is a market moving stock, and you can just throw this out of the window and say, oh, I don't need Microsoft and everything will be fine. I think we can definitely move higher, but this is just 2 days of bounce. So wait to see some consolidation. If that happens, I think we can definitely go higher, not only past 404.63, maybe up to that 410. And once we get over that, maybe we come up and retest these highs over 420 on Microsoft. To the downside, like I said, this blue line on your screen, 393, I would say 394. That's going to be your key line in the sand. Underneath that opens the door for the gap fill, 389.36. And these are going to be two strong levels to see as a support or potential of a buying, if you're trying to buy this dip. But again, like I said, guys, Microsoft, we're long on Microsoft. And I think this thing has the potential for way, way more upside. Not only 20 bucks, easily 50, 60, maybe even $80 within maybe next couple of weeks, but you have to hold on. And if you're buying it, you gotta buy it slowly. You cannot just go and put all in here and think this is the bottom, because it's kind of hard to catch the bottom when the stock is dropping like this. On Apple stock, it's up 0.77%, so up nearly 1% in Apple. I mean, this is a nice bump. You can see we had this head and shoulder pattern. We came back, we broke this support level, but then look at the rally back up. I mean, immediately went back up. And that's why when things get oversold on big names like Apple and Microsoft, people tend to get scared. Like Monday, I saw a lot of things on X, like everywhere, including YouTube. People were just running for the door. Oh my God, this is it. All the software names are crashing. This is all over 2000, and then 2008, all that crap. And now we're back to all-time highs, just few bucks away from all-time highs, especially on S&P and even on Dow Jones. So Apple here, when you see these names oversold, definitely a buying opportunity, but make sure you do your own research because that's how I buy it. So I don't care. I can share with you guys that when things get oversold, you can get a bounce, and this is exactly what we got on Microsoft. One of those ETF software ETF, IGB, and then we got Apple here. You can see strong bounce off of these lows. So now, if this thing holds 272, we can definitely retest 277, possibly even 280. Who knows? Maybe even go back up to all-time highs again. Now, I'm not interested into buying Apple here. We definitely missed the chance to buy Apple because of earnings. We sold out before earnings, and then it had a nice move to the upside. Then we had puts here two times. Those actually got paid, and now it's in somewhere where I don't really like to short or even go long. So Apple, watch out, 272 support. Underneath that opens the door for the retest of 267 to 265. On Tesla stock, it's up 1.96%. So Tesla was a nice call, especially on Monday. 400 calls. I mean, this thing was absolutely rocket. We took some calls, 400 on Monday. I think it was trading somewhere here around 396. I think I got in, and this was really beautiful. You can see not only 400 came, now we're trading at almost 420. As a matter of fact, we did hit 420. So here on Tesla, if this thing comes back, 410, 411 would be a support to watch. But if this thing continues to move up, watch out for a move all the way up to not only 420, 432, and then possibly even higher to this 50-day 438. To the downside, 410, 411 gives up. After filling the gap, we could be pulling back into the lower band again, close to 400 to 397. On Amazon stock, it's up 1%, and Amazon now trading over 210. So as long as we can stay and maintain over 210, we could see a push towards that 215, maybe even into this gap next week. Now, we already got that pullback after hitting 210. You can see we had a nice pullback, and the dip was bought up. So 210, 207 would be key zones to watch. But if this thing crosses 215, we're heading into, definitely this gap, 220, and there is potential for more upside here on Amazon. And this is another example where Amazon was down here, and I was showing you guys that Amazon is oversold, and you can see from 23, 22 RSI, now we are back to 42. So time and time, it does the job, it does the work, and now once again, proven that when big names get oversold, they do bounce. On Google stock, it's a 0.68%. So nothing really good about Google here. You can see we're getting rejection here again at 314 and just pulling back and some sort of a bear flag forming here. So if this thing does not hold and stay over 314, we could be pulling into 300 and possibly even lower. Only time I would say this is going to look really good and bullish if we can cross 314 and possibly cross these moving averages, which is over 320. That would be, really bullish for Google. But as of right now, things are just not looking too hot on Google stock. All right, so Netflix was up 6%, and I was talking about this before that we can potentially see these type of bounce here, and finally we're getting that we're over that $82 mark, and now we could be pushing towards that 85 plus. So Netflix, nice move up to the gap up and go. You can see huge bullish engulfing candle. Technically, that's bullish, so watch out if this thing comes back, holds 80. That would be a buying opportunity if you're not in. As long as that support holds, definitely that is a buying opportunity. This thing stays over 82, we could be going towards that 85 and maybe even into that 50-day moving average, which is slightly over just over 86 bucks right here on this daily chart. So Broadcom again, you can see it was down yesterday, down to the daily 200 SMA, and today went back up. And now I think Nvidia, nice earnings beat, and that thing is up. You can see right here, Nvidia is up right about 3.5%. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. Nvidia is up, and Broadcom is also going to possibly participate in that rally. But watch out for this, especially this 332 to hold here, 330, 332 because of this 20-day moving average. And if we can clear 336, we could be trading into that 356 zone or even up to this high right here, which is around 348. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching.